Hello, everybody. Hello, we are live. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Hi. Thank you all so much for joining. I've got so much I'm hoping we can cover today because I'm literally here to answer your questions. So can you just let me know, can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay? Just let us know in the comments. Just let me know, make sure there's no technical issues. So if someone can just drop me a comment. Whilst I'm waiting for that, please sign into StreamYard so that I can see your comments on screen. All right. Otherwise, it's going to be really quite difficult for me to answer all your questions. So yeah, so if someone can let us know you can hear us okay, brilliant, thank you. So yeah, please sign into StreamYard. Hi Anil, let me just say hello to a few people. We've got a number of people on. Hi Yeti, hi Adrienne, hi Arlene. Canada, good morning in Canada. Hopefully it's a nice day for you there. Hi Lane from Toronto, wow. And then we've got Heather. Where's that? Oh, a Kotox. Where's that, Heather? I'm not up on my geography that well. I know a lot of places, but I've not heard of that. So please, where is that? Hi, Carmeline. Hey, fellow UK person. Hey, Lisa. Who else we got? We've got Kim on as well. Hey. Oh, hi, Dimple. Hello. Got Sonia. Josh from Canada. We've got Heather Ann. We've got Meletta. We've got, who else have we got? We've got Arlene. Hi, Rachel. Who else? Gosh, it's going too fast. Ah! Hi, Meletta. Yeah. Hi, Gilda. And hi, Ishani. Wow, Gilda from the Philippines. Wow, Gilda, I applaud you for staying up because it's quite late for you there, isn't it? So I'm amazed. So keep drinking the coffee. It's only tea time here, and I've got my coffee already. I've got my Starbucks. I'm sorted. So, right, okay. So yeah, please sign in to StreamYard just so that it'll make it easier. Because if you're asking questions, if you're not in StreamYard, I'm going to struggle to see all the questions, and I don't want to miss anything. I really do want to try and help you all and answer as many questions as I possibly can. So yeah, so make sure you do that. So let me just try and sort this out and add that to them. So I think we're good. Okay, so yes, this is a Q&A session. I'm going to go through, I've got a few things I want to kind of go through from my side and kind of just introduce myself for those people that are watching for the first time, because today is about two things, right? Today is about two things. Today is about working online, answering anyone's questions about working online, all right, but also answering questions about advertising, specifically YouTube advertising. Okay. Oh, someone's asking how to get to StreamYard. So on the link, there's a thing that says StreamYard permissions on the posts. I'm not sure I can find it from here right now. I don't know if someone else can quickly post a link for the StreamYard permissions, and then we can, if anyone's struggling to do that, we can sort that. Hi, Danny. Hello. Hello, Sinkaway. Hello from AB. Is that Alberta, is it? Yeah, someone's asking for a StreamYard link. I don't know if anybody could possibly post the link to StreamYard in the comments for me, just to help people find it. That would be helpful. I can try and find it myself if people can't. Just 1 second. Dun, 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 dun. Just trying to find the link. Might take me a second. Just amuse yourselves for a second while I find the link for people. Katie, I think you are now, Kate. I think you were. Just 1 second, Kate. Katie's asking me a question as well. So hi Bing, hi Rin, hi Catherine, hi Ted. Got so many people on. It's amazing. Thank you all for joining. It's fantastic. Just want to check to make sure if Katie is on here as well. Hey Irene, hello, hello, hello. Hi Nisha and Jonathan as well. Katie, I actually can't see your name on the list yet at all, so I don't know what's going on there. I'll try to manage it as best I can. Anyway, hi Susie as well. Hi Susie Carney. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, there we go. Someone's posted the link to StreamYard. So for the people that are struggling with StreamYard, see the link on screen there. Thanks, Weldon. Just try put that in and see, grant StreamYard permission, and then you should be able to log out and log in again, and hopefully it should be fine. So, wow, we've got 108 people on, so this is amazing. So, hi, I'm just going to keep saying hello to a number of people. Lane's actually posted the link as well. Adrian's posted StreamYard.com Facebook. So, but amazing, amazing. Right, okay. So whilst people are hopefully sorting that out, let me just start with what we're going to cover. So we are going to cover a number of things today, right? I want to answer, the key thing is I want to answer your questions, right? That's the main thing. I want to be able to answer your questions, but I want to talk about who I am and a few things about the business. And I will help to answer a few people's questions because I know there are people on here that are interested in working online. Right? They want to find out more about starting a digital business. So I want to answer those questions live. And if you've got questions about starting a digital business, pop them in the chat, pop them in the questions, and I will answer them for you. Any questions, doesn't really matter. Whatever it is, I'll be able to answer it. So let me tell you all a little bit about me. Some people I will know who are on here, but there'll be a number of people who won't be familiar with me myself. So my name is Ivan Henry. I am a digital business builder, and I started my digital business in June 2019. And I started it for a number of reasons. So me and my partner, Ryan, right? So we love to travel, right? We love to travel, and you can see just a few of our little kind of things that we love to do. You know, we've been everywhere, but we love to fly in business class, in first class, and stay in beautiful places. And the cost of doing that, right, was getting really, really expensive. Bear in mind, this was pre-COVID. So we needed to find an extra source of income for that, but also because we wanted backup plan, because I got my pension statement from my job, because I have a full-time job as well. And it scared the life out of me because it wasn't going to give me much in retirement. So I was like, right, okay, light bulb moment. I need to find a second stream of income, right? Because clearly what my pension's going to give us is not going to keep me and Ryan in the manner that we want to become accustomed. So because of that, we started a digital business, right? Now, a lot of people think that you need experience to do this. You don't. I started with zip experience, no experience at all, right? But the amazing thing about this business is I literally just plugged into this business system that I'm going to talk to you about tonight. Got first-class training, world-class training, ongoing mentorship and support, and it's been amazing. And straight away, it gave me and Ryan the backup plan that we wanted, right? It gave us a second stream of income that we wanted. But what I didn't expect to happen, right? What I didn't expect to happen was to get to find a digital business that fitted so well into our life, right? Because it did. It was incredible because I've got a full-time job, right? And so I can work from home, work in an office, but I literally sit in my office. I've got my work business here. I've got my digital business laptop here, and I can flip between the two. right? Absolutely easy. When I'm traveling to work on a train, stood in a supermarket queue, whatever it may be, I've got my phone, so I'm connected to my digital business. It makes it that easy. But the best thing is because we love to travel, right? I get to take it with us, right? And so we could be off enjoying ourselves, seeing these amazing things, sat in Hawaii, sat in first class on British Airways, wherever we happen to be, and the business works for us in the background. It is absolutely incredible. It is absolutely incredible, and I never expected to find that. That was an unexpected surprise for me. Now, I guess a lot of people think, well, a lot of people have got a question, which is, why should I be working online? Why are you working online? And why am I working online? And the answer, right? The answer is because you all need that backup plan, right? So I said to you that I started this because we wanted an extra stream of income. We wanted a backup plan. And more so now than ever, think about the past 12 months, right? How crazy has that been, right? Because of that, having a backup plan, having a second stream of income has been the best thing ever, right? It absolutely has. That plan B has been incredible. And because of the last 12 months, because of the pandemic, more and more people working online. Seriously, because we've all been stuck at home for the past 12 months, at some point or another, we've been locked down, and we're all on our phones, we're surfing the internet, we're on our laptops, and people are online. And the biggest growth area for online is social media, because we're all on it. Right now, what we do as a digital business is you earn money through social media, and that is the incredible part about it. That is the incredible part about it, because you can't be reliant on one source of income anymore. You simply can't, right? So if you want more time, you want more income, you want to work less, you want to be your own boss, you want that freedom to travel, you want more time at home with your kids, then running a digital business is undoubtedly, absolutely the right thing to do, right? Now, why is working online the thing to do, right? Well, look at this slide, right? The reason why what working online actually means is you actually use social media like Google, right, to generate an income for you, right? Now, look at this picture. Hopefully it's clear on the slide, but the top 50 websites in the world, Google is number 1, YouTube is number 2, Facebook is number 3. So that is all the websites in all of the world, the top 3 websites, Google, YouTube, Facebook. That, ladies and gentlemen, is why you should be working online. It is as simple as that. Now, the beauty of working online within this business, our business system that you will plug into, is it requires no selling, right? The system does the selling for you, right? And as I've said earlier, the reason why it works so well for us and for you is because you can do it from anywhere, right? But think about this, right? When you run a digital business, there is no bugging family or friends. There is no messaging people. You don't have to follow up with anybody, because our system does it all for you, right? The products in a distribution are all sourced and all taken care of. So your entire focus, right? Your entire focus is on the advertising, is on the marketing, right? And that is where YouTube comes in. And that is where our training comes in. And that is where the mentorship and support that you get from me and from the community comes in, because we show you exactly how to advertise, right? And that is what working online actually means. And that is why I love it so, so much. It is the best thing, the best decision we've ever made, without a shadow of a doubt, undoubtedly. So why YouTube? That's the next question. Right. So as I've just shown you on that slide, Google is the biggest search engine in the world. Over 3.5 billion searches every single day. 3.5 billion. Just write that number down, and I bet you even can't. I bet you can't. I bet you don't know how many zeros actually you need to write down to write a billion. Right? It's incredible. It's a very, very big number. A very, very big number, right? Now, YouTube, right, is owned by Google, right? And it is the second most popular website, as I've said, and it has over 2 billion people logged in every single month, right? YouTube has incredible reach. The targeting makes it, you literally can laser point your targeting. And that is why I absolutely love YouTube. But it's also less crowded. Right? It's still, right, even though Google's the world's biggest search engine, YouTube is actually, it's still not being massively saturated with people using it to advertise. And that is incredible, because that means the opportunity right now for people who want to work online is incredible. It is absolutely incredible. But the beauty of working online and advertising on YouTube is when you do a video ad, people are actually receptive to want to watch your video, because what have they done? They've logged on to YouTube, or they've gone to YouTube with the sole aim of watching a video. So when your video pops up, they want to watch it because they want to watch a video. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why it is incredible. Right now, and we're going to talk about YouTube a lot tonight, because there's going to be a lot of questions, right? But what I want to talk to you about now is just quickly what our system provides for people that want to start a business. And I know there are people on here tonight that are interested in starting a business, right? And what I would say to you is, if you're thinking about starting online but you didn't know where to start, this right here is where you start. You go to my website, right, and you can see the website on the top right of the screen there, glowguysmarketing.com, or simply scan that QR code that you can see on screen with your phone, right? It's that easy, right? You register to watch our free workshop. Right, but what we provide for you, we build your website, we provide you with your website, your checkout, your thank you page, your email campaigns. All your email campaigns are written for you. You don't have to do any of it. We write them all and we send them out to each and every single one of your leads, right? That is what makes this absolutely incredible, right? The systems, we provide you with everything. There is not a single other system that you need to go out, no more software. There is nothing that you need to go out and purchase to do this business other than what we provide for you. So once you join our business and plug into our system, everything's covered. Everything is covered. But the gold here, the thing that I think absolutely sets our business apart from every single thing out there, is the training and the support that you get, right? Because you get a personal mentor, you get a personal coach, you get access to a private community of thousands of digital entrepreneurs that are there solely to help and support you, right? They are on exactly the same journey as you. And yes, Sonia, it is exactly like business in a box, right? And do you know what? I use that exact terminology as well. It's business in a digital box, right? That is exactly what it is. Think about a franchise. Think about something like a Starbucks, right? Where if you want to run a Starbucks, you actually buy a franchise. They give you everything. You literally just go and unlock the shop door and you run it. They give you all the supplies. They give you everything. Right? That is what we do. We provide you with everything, and you literally come along with your knife and fork and you stick it in the box, right? And you plug in. That's exactly what we do, right? And that's what's amazing about it. But the training and the support is incredible. It is incredible. And that's what separates it, because you're never on your own, right? Every single day, I'm on Zoom talking to people all over the world. All over the world. And that is exactly what it's about. Because for me, right, this is about building the life that I want. This is about building the life that me and Ryan want together for the rest of our life, right? This is a game changer for us. And the pandemic has taught us that there is absolutely no better time to work online. There simply isn't, right? Because each and every one of you watching this right now, you do need a second income stream. You do need a plan B. You do need a side hustle. You absolutely need to think about your retirement plan, no matter whether that is 1 year, 5 years, 10 years away. You need to think about it, right? Now, for those of you that are family, that have got children, what this business also enables you to do is leave a legacy for your children. And this is the business that they can carry on to, and it will earn an income for them when you've gone. Right? And I know no one wants to think about that, but that's a reality. But that's an additional, I think it's an amazing thing for you to build a business. It's a legacy for you to leave for your children. It's absolutely incredible, right? So Shelley, yes, I can. Hi, Shelley. Okay, that's great. And Shelley, you're absolutely right. We do need a plan B. And hey, Tina, hello. And hello, Fat Muma. Right, okay. So what I will say to each and every one of you right now is you do need to think about making a decision today that your future self will thank you for. Think about what I just said, right? Make a decision today that your future self will thank you for. So when you look back in 6 months or in a year, you think about today and you think, you know what, today was the day that I made a decision that actually changed the course of my life. And that course, that decision is literally about starting a digital business. All right. That is my website. Go to it, scan that barcode, use your phone, use your QR code right now, or type the website address in. Just put your name and email address in. I will send you information about how you can watch the workshop. The workshop is the best way to find out about what our business is in a lot of detail. Even though I've given you some information, right? The workshop is absolutely the best way to do this. So you you register, we'll send you an email, watch the workshop, and then you join the business. And it is as simple as that, right? I tell you, if you've been looking to work online, as I said before, there is nothing better, right? And for anyone that's out there that's maybe a bit skeptical, like, I don't know what to do about working online, right? Just think about what's happening right now. I am online, so it's Sunday evening, right? So it's 6 o'clock, whatever. I'm sat at home. I'm in my home. I'm talking to you live. I'm literally going out across the planet, right? Talking to you, putting my face and name out there, talking about working online and running a digital business. If I did not 110 million% believe in this business, right, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be doing it. I would not be putting my face and my name out there. It's as simple as that. Absolutely not, right? And I tell you that when you join, and you'll understand, when you get on the inside, you'll understand there are 1,000 people running this business. It has changed lives, right? And I'm not saying more than that, because you need to find out for yourself, and you will once you register and watch the workshop and you understand more about it, all right? Nikhila, yes, you can absolutely share it to your page. Absolutely, absolutely. Not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. Let me just got someone who's trying to spam us. I guess that's a sign of success, isn't it, when someone comes on trying to spam you? So let me just block somebody. Bye. But absolutely, Katie, it is. You're right. It is so very true. And hi, Rose. Hi, Rose. Okay. So hopefully that all makes sense. I guess my question for anybody is there anyone got an immediate question about starting a digital business? Anything that anybody wants to ask? Absolutely anything that anybody wants to ask. Because if not, we'll get straight into it. I'll carry on, right? Because it will be question time, right? So can I just check, make sure I've not missed any questions or comments, hopefully. Hi Raj. Hi Raj. I think Raj Windows on. I haven't seen your comments on StreamYard, Raj, so I don't know whether you want to try and make sure you're logged in. I didn't see you logged on. But hopefully Nancy is well, Nancy Tran and Stella. Hi Stella. Hello. Stella's from New Jersey. Again, you guys, I can't see you logged into StreamYard, so please try and log into StreamYard for me, because I won't be able to see your questions, I won't be able to see your comments. So please do that. It'll make my life so much easier. I can't look at screens and phones. I will miss some questions. So, please do try and do that for me. So that's that. What have we got here? Katie's excited to hear my YouTube tricks. No pressure then, Katie, eh? No pressure. Joe's asking me a question. Is this like Amazon dropshipping? No, it's not like Amazon dropshipping, because you hold no stock, you hold no distribution. We take care of all of that for you, right? That's the amazing part. It is nothing like that at all. You don't have to worry about any of the product side of it. It's literally taken care of. It is invisible for you. We do it all for you. That's what makes it amazing. That is what makes it amazing. But on top of that, Joe, we provide you with everything that you need. You literally have to focus on the marketing. We provide you with all the systems, all the tools that you need to start your business. Everything, right? There is nothing you need to go out and buy extra to run your digital business. All right. So you just need to, what I would suggest you do, Joe, register. Let me send you an email, watch the workshop, because that will give you a lot of information, right? And then you can make decisions as to whether it's right for you. What I'll say to everybody who's thinking about working online, right, is when you join our program, you actually get a 30-day period where you can look around. When we give you all the information, we tell you all about it, and you can decide if it is for you. And if it's not, you can actually have your money back, because there is a joining fee to join the program, but it's 30 days risk-free. So we can't make it any easier than that, right? So you can come in, look around, find out what you want to know all about it, right? Watch all our videos, speak to all the people in the community, ask as many questions as you like. If it's some weird reason you decide that it's not for you, right, you can ask your money back, and it's done, no questions asked. And it's that easy. It is that easy. All right, so you just need to register, watch the workshop, and take it from there, Joe. But hopefully that helps. All right. Oh, hi, Audrey. Wow. So, ladies and gentlemen, Audrey is from Malaysia, so I know this is another late one, like Bing is in the Philippines. So you're 8 hours ahead. So this is like the middle of the night, Audrey. Wow. I'm impressed. Love it, love it, love it. So, hi, Saleh. Hi. Hi, Julie. Yeah, and you're right. It's exactly well said, Julie. Absolutely is. Yes, I can, Huen. Yes, I can. Hi. Can see your comments. Absolutely. But yeah, so there's a few other people. So Stella, Jane, again, I can't see your comments on StreamYard. Winder, I can't see your comments on StreamYard. Please try and give StreamYard your permissions if you can. All right. So Lane's asking, how do I get my personal barcode exclusive for me? Right, you just Google it. To be fair, actually, someone who runs the business actually shared a video a while ago about how they did it. I literally just Googled set up my own QR code. So I would suggest you just do that. Just go into Google and type create my own QR code. It's free. It's free, and it was amazing, as you can see, right? Because you can stick it anywhere, right? So like you can see on my screen there. So it's stuck on the screen there. It's great. All right. So that's what you do there. So who let me just quickly say what else we got. Hi Wendy from Ontario. Oh, hi Sonia. Hi Sonia from South Africa. Hello. Hi Piet as well. And Shioma. Hi Shioma from the UK. Wow. Oh, Vancouver. Hi to Tatiana. We got Arlene from South Africa as well. Tatiana's from Vancouver. Beautiful part of the world. We love Vancouver. We did a cruise to Hawaii from Vancouver. Spent 2 amazing days. Did the whole bike ride around Stanley Park. Loved it. Hi, Gilda. Yeah, there you go. Oh, thank you, Gilda. So yeah, so for who was asking about Lane, you're asking about the QR code for anybody interested in that. There you go. Okay, it's dead easy. All right. So come on, guys. What questions have we got? So I've got a few. I've had a couple of questions in so far, but I need you to give me questions. If I don't get any questions, I'm not good. It's going to be a very short go live, right? So we have had a question from Raj Winder, right? So Raj wants to know, and this is a really interesting question, So thank you, Raj, for sending that through to me. So Raj asked, my question, I've got a video in the Punjabi language. When launching my video under the language section, do I select English, Punjabi, or do I select both? And then also, is it best to select audiences or follow the training to select from keywords or placements or topics? So, for example, if I select placements, my video should be in Punjabi, and for the topics, I should choose the Punjabi channels, right? So, let's have a swig of coffee. So Raj, what I would do is I would keep these separate, right? So I would do 2 campaigns. So let me just paraphrase that by saying, so this is just kind of my personal view, right? So I think you should have 2 different campaigns, right? Sorry, someone's asking me a question again. How do I get into StreamYard? So just 1 second. Someone posted the link kindly earlier. 1 second. I will find it. Where is it? Sorry, 1 second. Let me just find this StreamYard link. There we go. There you go. For the people asking about StreamYard, just do that. So if you just put, I think if you go to that and grant permission, you might have to log out and log in again to this, but it should then allow you questions and comments to show up on screen. Okay. which is clearly the best thing. So Raj, what I was saying, so I think I would have a campaign in Punjabi. I would have a campaign in English. For the Punjabi one, then use Punjabi keywords or Punjabi placements, right? And for the English ones, obviously use English keywords, right? And yes, you can utilize your audience if you're. So audience is an interesting one because so I've dabbled in audiences and I've had some success. I wouldn't say I've had amazing success with audiences. I have had some success. But if you're comfortable and you want to try your audiences, by all means, try your audiences, okay? But what I've tried to illustrate on this next slide, Raj, is how to do it, right? So let me just show this slide. So what I would suggest you do, right, and you could do this one of two ways. So you could do what I've said on here, right? So you could have two campaigns, right? But then create two ad sets underneath. And you could do one in each language if you wanted to, right? And that would actually, again, but if you did it in two languages within one campaign, I worry that you are not going to get the cut through in both languages that you actually want, right? So if you're spending £10 a day advertising, right? If you mix your languages, Google will favor one more than the other, thereby meaning the other isn't getting enough exposure for you to accurately understand if it's working or if things are working or not. But by keeping them separate, you remove that risk, right? So hopefully, so Raj, I think if you are still on, and so if you can put a comment in, does that answer your question, Raj? Let me know, right? And then while I'm waiting for that, so I've got another question from Precious, who asked a question. So she's saying, can I target placements and keywords in the same campaign? So yes, you can, but I wouldn't, would be my personal opinion. I would always keep placements separate. And so like I said to Raj, I would create multiple campaigns. So I would do one campaign for keywords. So let's call campaign 1 your keyword campaign, and for campaign 2, I would make that your placements. So I would not put them together. I would keep them separate. So hopefully that makes sense. Let me just see if Raj has answered the question. She hasn't responded there, but hopefully she does. So that's that. Right, so let's have a look and see what we've got on here, right? And so to be clear, again, I'll happy any questions you've got about anything to do with advertising or running a business, put them in the comments, put them in the chat so that I can answer them for you, right? So who got on? We've got a few more people on. So hi, Belinda from Ontario. We've got Abigail. We've got from Italy. We've got Karen watching from Vancouver. Helen's on. Do not live only for today. You get a plan for tomorrow. Absolutely, Helen. Absolutely, Helen. Lane, you're welcome. So hopefully that's useful, right? So we've got another question here from how do you, Motorenio? Hopefully you've got that sorted now. I don't know what that is, but if that happens again, you'll be getting blocked. Katie, so Katie, absolutely, Raj. Still with targeting big time. So I will go over a few things that will help you with targeting, right? And no, you're very welcome, Nikila. Very, very welcome. Very, very welcome. Who else have we got on here? Wow, the comments are going through too quickly. I can't even keep up with them. Right. I see we've got Boyd on as well. So hi, Boyd. So your wife stays at home with your boy. Would you be able to do this and watch our boy at the same time? Absolutely. So that's the amazing thing about this business. That's exactly what I was saying earlier, is that anyone can run a business from anywhere, right? Whether you work full-time in a job or you're a full-time mother, stay-at-home parent, whatever it may be, you can run a digital business. You literally can do it. An hour or two a day is enough. That's all you need, right? That's all it takes. And that doesn't have to be a concentrated hour or 2 hours at point. It's literally 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there. When you're stood in the supermarket queue waiting to check out your food shopping, you can be on your phone. It's that easy. It is that easy, and that is why running a digital business works so well, right? Because we all have busy lives. We all have busy lives, and you know, the days of being able to be chained to a desk or having to go to a shop, to a building to work, those days are gone. I could not imagine going back to a job, a full-time job, where I literally had to go and sit somewhere for 8 hours a day and I was like there, right? I couldn't do that now. And thankfully, I don't have to, because I have flexibility with my day job anyway, but I've got flexibility with my digital business as well. And that is what makes it incredible. So hopefully that, Boyd, that answers that question. So Beck's asking how do you, the QR code for you for the website? So absolutely. So someone actually posted it on screen. So there you go. So Beck, if you're still watching it, try that. It's a free thing. It's a free thing, right? QR code. Just you create your code, and that's the amazing thing about it. You see, because what it does is, you know, I love it, because if you literally use your phones right now and go and scan it, go and scan my code on your phone, and it brings up your website. I love it. It makes it so easy for people. It makes it so very, very easy, right? Absolutely does. Raj, amazing. Glad that helped. I'm glad that answers the question, right? Teresa's asking a question. Why do we select skippable ads instead of responsive? What's the difference? Okay, so a skippable ad is the cheapest one, Teresa, quite frankly, right? So when you put an ad on YouTube, the skippable ads are the ones where you don't get charged, right, until they've watched 30 seconds, right? The responsive ones, they will cycle through. You'll provide YouTube with a number of different pictures, videos, whatever, and YouTube, Google will then try and find the best one for you, right? But what's happening though is that's costing you more money, right? So in a nutshell, what I'm saying to Teresa is a responsive one will be more expensive for you than a skippable and stream. It's as simple as that, right? Now, for an online marketer, right, budget is important. Making sure that you maximize your spend is important. Make sure that every single pound, every single euro, every single dollar goes to the maximum it can. I would always use skippable in-stream ads, right? So I would park responsive. Unless you've got money that you don't mind spending. All right, so hopefully, Teresa, that helps, right? So that's that. So let's have a look. We've got a number of people that aren't logged into StreamYard. This is making it quite difficult. please log into StreamYard. Right, Di, you've got a question for me. Hi, Di. Hi. But you're not logged into StreamYard either. So what do I find best on YouTube? Skippable or responsive? So hopefully that answers that question, actually, Di. So I would absolutely say skippable. Right, because you don't get charged for 30 seconds, right? So let me just quickly kind of explain to you what you get, what YouTube actually does, right? So let me just quickly find. So I've got a number of slides to support various things here, right? So when you're in YouTube, right? Where's my slide? Where's my slide? I can't find that particular slide now. But the reason why skippable works so well is because the fact you don't get charged. You got 30 seconds. So think about what that actually does, guys, right? Think about it. So YouTube doesn't charge you for 30 seconds. So you can say a lot. In 30 seconds, it's like, hi, everybody, you know, sorry for interrupting your video because a skippable and stream, right? So let me just put this into context. That's a video that when you go onto YouTube to watch a video and you find your video. So let's say you're looking to watch, you know, cats playing in the garden, right? You find that video, you click play. Before your video plays, some other ad pops up on screen, right? And you get a little box in the corner that says skip ad 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That is a skippable ad, right? With those ads, you don't get charged for 30 seconds. So you can say so very much in 30 seconds. Think about it. You can say who you are. You know, hi everybody. You know, My name's Ivan, I live in the UK, and I'm running a digital business. It's been fantastic for me. It's been the best decision I've ever made because of reason A, B, and C. So if you're looking for more time at home, more freedom, more time to spend with your kids, more income, whatever that may be, a digital business could be the answer. Right? Now, I've said all that. That's probably not even 30 seconds. And you've managed to say all that, and you've not even been charged a penny. That is why skippable ads are so economical. That is why skippable ads are, in my opinion, the absolute best things to do. Right? Undoubtedly, right? Because think about it, right? Like I said to you earlier, right? On YouTube, right? People are on YouTube because they want to watch a video, right? They want to watch a video, right? Think about it. 2 billion people log in every month to watch a video. So if you're advertising and you're doing a video ad, then they're absolutely receptive to watching a video ad. That is what I think makes YouTube different to other social media platforms, because it really does. If you think about Facebook, for example, right, videos and ads appear in the newsfeed, but there's no guarantee that when people are scrolling through their newsfeed that they actually are in the mood, the receptive, they're in the frame of mind to watch a video, right? I just want to look at a picture. Right? And those are other types of ads you can do on Facebook, and that's why Facebook's amazing, because you've got multiple types. But for video, right, if they're on YouTube, they're ready to watch a video. If your ad shows, they're probably going to watch it, and that's what I think incredible. All right, so hopefully that answers that question. Right? Hi, Beck. Good. I'm glad you're here. Right. Right. So let's just. I just need to come to some questions that are on the StreamYard. So no problem, Marina. You know, we've talked to Joe, haven't we? So that's amazing. You know, Yage, you're very welcome. You're very, very welcome. You know, Huen, yes, I can see your comments. Oh gosh, we've got so many people here. It's just incredible. Thank you so much for all joining, by the way. You know, I do appreciate it. And hopefully you've got loads and loads of questions, right? So, oh, got a question from Rob. So Rob in Maple Ridge, when updating keywords, like ditching and scaling keywords, do you have a pause, restart? Do you have to pause, restart, or create a new campaign? So, right, so when updating keywords like ditching and scaling, do you have to pause, restart? So no, you don't, right? So this is where I think YouTube is so very, very different, because when you can literally pause keywords at any point, right? So when you're in, right, your keywords, so like you can see on screen here, right? So you can see 6 different keywords, right? And you could be looking at your dashboard just like this, right? And you could be looking across and you could be deciding, you know what, I want to pause keyword, and I have paused, and you can see it here. So by the green dots, though there are only 2 that are live. Keyword 3, 4, 5, and 6 are all paused, and you literally can turn them on and off just by clicking the button there. Absolutely, and it's that easy, right? So for Rob, you literally just come along. You decide it's costing you too much, turn it off. If you decide that it's not creating what you want it to do, it's not getting the impressions, if it's not getting the conversions, turn it off. But it does not affect the algorithm. Right? It absolutely does not. And likewise, if you want to add more keywords, you absolutely can. Just click the blue plus and add them in. Again, you can add and remove keywords at any point. It does not affect the algorithm. It does not affect the algorithm. So Rob, I hope that answers that question for you, hopefully. If it doesn't, pop another question in. Takula, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Yeti, right, so what are you asking? My ad goes to kids' websites. How do I stop it? Right, so that's an interesting one. And I don't know why this happens, but I know that it does. It has not happened to me, right? But I know that it's happened to a number of people. Now, there is, I do have a list of kids' websites. If Tina is on, Tina Willis, hi Tina, and I know Tina kindly provided this list for me, right? After the call, or after this, I can try and, try and share it. But we have got a list of kind of kids' websites. But basically, you need to exclude them. Yeti, you need to tell Google to exclude them. There must be something in what you're targeting. Like I say, I never got to the bottom of why Google does this, but it's not something that's happened to me, but I know it's happened to a lot of other people. So the answer is to put a list of exclusions in for children's websites that will then prevent kids' videos from showing on screen. All right, so that's the answer to that question, right? I don't have to hand a list of those exclusions, right? But we might be able to provide something separately for you later. If Tina's on, Tina, drop me a message. I might be able to share something. All right, so hopefully that helps with that. Ultimately, Google it. Just go into Google and type in "how do I exclude my ads, my YouTube ads from showing to kids' website on kids' videos." And there'll probably be a shed load of information on Google as well. All right, but hopefully that helped. Abigail, how many countries can I target in one campaign with $10? Sorry, Andrew. It gets really, really thirsty. Do all the talking. It gets really, really thirsty. So there is no limit, Abigail. Right. What I would say to you though is, so it is not Google, Facebook. Google and YouTube is not like Facebook when it comes to correlating your budget to your audience size. So I know that on Facebook you do have to match your audience size to the amount of money that you're spending, right? That does not apply on Google and YouTube, all right? So there is no harm in casting your net quite wide with a number of countries. What you will find will happen is that, let's say, for example, you put 10 countries in, and let me just try and bring up a slide, see if I can show you on locations what I mean. So yeah, so look, just what you can see in here. So like you can see, look at the impressions column on here. So the third, I can't annotate from what I'm looking at here, but the kind of the third column along the impressions column. So there's a number of locations that are on there, right? And you can see. So I've grayed out a number of them because I'm not prepared. I don't want to share those. I'm protecting my business, but I'm showing you a couple of them there. But what invariably happens is that you will get from your budget. There'll be certain locations that you get lots of impressions in, right? And so like you can see, like looking at those first couple, there's a couple on there where I've got loads and loads of impressions, and then you go down to the bottom of the list, and I get just a few. And that's the way that Google works. You'll find very quickly the ones that are working for you. What I would then suggest that you do is, if you can, from a budget perspective, if you've got one or two, so like this one here, for example, the one that's got 117,893 impressions, right? I would, if that was your campaign, I would take that location out and put it in its own campaign. What that would then do is allow those other ones probably to fire a lot more, and you would probably get a much more realistic view of which ones are actually really working for you from the rest of that list. So Abigail, does that answer that question, right? In short, there is no limit at all, all right? But if that doesn't answer the question, pop something else in and I will try, right? So Heather Ann, right, so there you go. For the people that are running the business, that term will make sense to you. Obviously, right? Okay, that's our internal chat system. If you're not part of the business, that will mean nothing to you. All right. So yeah, just everyone be careful. This is a public workshop where anyone can be on, whether they're already running a business or not. So let's be careful with the terminology that we use. But absolutely, for people that are in the business, use Flock. If you're not in the business, Google it or drop me a message and I will try and help you. All right, absolutely try. It's not a problem at all. Right, Lisa, how about mixing audience and keywords? So yes, you can do that, right? So what I've started doing, right, is this. So Looking at the campaign, so you can't. I would not do this with placements, right? I would not do this with placements, but I do mix keywords and topics, or keywords and audience, right? And I try and see which works. So one campaign, right? 2 ad sets, one with an audience ad, one based on keywords. That I have tried, and it does work. But what you find does happen, right? If you're in that testing, if you want to figure out if something's really going to work, this approach is not the best, because what happened, Google will favor one ad set more than another, right? So you're not getting a clear picture of the other one. If you did it, you may think, oh, one ad set, so ad set one's actually well outperforming ad set 2. But if it was in its own campaign, it actually might not be the case. So it kind of clouds the overall story a little bit. So what I'm saying is, if budget is tight for you, then do that. Mix them in one campaign. If you can afford to separate them into 2, absolutely do that. All right. Okay. So hopefully that answers that question. Kim. All right. Okay, Kim. Right. Okay. I'm not quite sure how that's happened, but well done. Okay, that's great. Okay, that's amazing. Wendy's asking, if I started an ad with maximized conversions, should I change it to CPA, or should I start a new campaign? Right. So yes, you can change it. Right. So probably a question for you, Wendy, is how long if target CPA is an option, without a shadow of a doubt, I would always use target CPA. Always use target CPA. Always. Right? The reason for that is because you can literally tell Google how to work your budget, right? So let me just quickly move down to my slides relating to this. I've tried to preempt as many questions as I can, and I've tried to put in some questions. And I know everyone loves target CPA, right? For some reason, this is like the one subject that people love talking about. So let's talk about target CPA, right? So Wendy, hopefully this will answer your question. So yes, you can change. What that will then do is put your campaign back into learning, right? Which is actually not a bad thing, right? But so what in that learning period, the performance, the way Google is then trying to figure out what your audience is based on target CPA, right? Target CPA, for the people that are watching that don't know what it is target cost per acquisition, right? It is Google's automated bidding strategy, where you, as the advertiser, can tell Google how much you want to pay for each conversion, whatever that conversion is. That conversion could be a lead, it could be a sale, it could be a telephone call, whatever your business objective is for advertising. You can tell Google what you are prepared to pay. Google will then, and when I say Google, I mean YouTube or Google, it will then go out and try and get you. It's like this, it's running away, it's literally working like this, trying to get you as many conversions as it can for that amount of money that you've told it that you're prepared to pay. Right? That's what makes it incredible. That is why I love target CPA. Right, it is absolutely incredible. Right, so the next question that people then tend to ask me. So Wendy, hopefully that answers that question. If it doesn't, please put another question in. I'll come back to it. Right, but as you can see on the screen here, right, you literally can put what you want in there as your target CPA, and you can see where my mouse is moving here. When you've ran a few campaigns, Google will learn what your ideal target CPA is. And you can see that on screen there for me, right? And you can see that. So mine is between £1.50 and £2, right? I could choose to put any number in there, right? But I've been running target CPA for a while, right? So, but you might not have that that estimation in there, right? For anyone doing target CPA for the first time, or if you want to reset your strategy. So sometimes Google gets a bit mixed up, right? And your performance of your campaign drops off without any reason. what I then tend to do is push my target CPA right back up to like £100, right? It doesn't charge you £100. It's just basically you can Google license to find you a lead somewhere, right? And then you budget down just to a few pounds a day. It kind of resets the algorithm after about 3 or 4 days, and it's really good, right? So, preempting a question that may be in the chat that I've not yet got to, right? A lot of people say, how does target CPA work? How do I use target CPA? And the answer to that question, right, is like this, right? So day one, you set your campaign up, right? You set target CPA as your bidding strategy, right? If this is your first campaign and you're not clear whether what your target CPA needs to be, day one, you start your campaign £100 or whatever the equivalent is in your currency, because I appreciate we've got people in literally from all over the world, right? Once your campaign starts to work, and what I mean by work is once it starts serving, once it's been approved and you get a lead, you then drop the CPA down. So let's say, for example, day one, you start at £100, you get a lead. Day two, you go into your campaign and you drop it down, you'd halve it literally straight away to £50, right? Day three, provided you've got some leads on day two, so you're still getting leads, drop it again, halve it again, £25, right? Day four, provided you're still getting leads, drop it again, halve it again, £12.50. Right? And then once you get down to that 10, 11, 12 pound mark, start bringing it down every day again, but just by a pound or a dollar or a euro, whatever your currency is. And what you're trying to find is you're trying to find that tipping point where, you know, Google is still getting you leads, right? But it's getting you for the cheapest amount of money, which is what's incredible, right? And you just keep bringing it down bit by bit, bit by bit, bit by bit. Eventually, you'll get to a point where suddenly your ad stops serving. In case you've got too far, so just increase your target CPA by 50p, 50 cents, half a euro, whatever it may be. All right? And you found that ideal point, and Google will then be working like this, trying to get you leads for as cheap as it possibly can. Right? And that's the amazing thing. So hopefully, for people that are asking questions about target CPA, that does help a little bit. All right, so that's great. So let me just quickly go. So Am Nasir is on. Okay, hi Am. So he's asking a question. Again, I can't see a question on StreamYard, mate. So but you're asking. So I started advertising on YouTube following the training. Still testing. I'm getting good results. However, my leads are not reflecting in my conversion column. He's got your tags, still having the same thing. Right, okay. So, Aham, what I would do is I would remove all your tag code from your website. So ask the admin team, ask the funnel team in this case, to remove all your tags, right? I've had this issue, right? And what I found it was they had multiple tags. There was the codes were duplicated, something got confused. Right, so ask the funnel team, ask the website builder to remove all of your tags. Give them the tags, and again, go back into your dashboard, get your tags, right, and then ask them to add them in. But make sure you ask them to remove everything first, and then re-add them in. And what you'll find is that'll probably reset it. Use your Google Tag Manager to then check to make sure that your tags are installed on both your landing page and your thank you page. And most importantly, make sure the event conversion snippet is on your thank you page. So Aham, hopefully that answers the question. All right. Take everything off so it's blank and then add it back in. And hopefully that should reset. Esther's asking, hi Esther, are you using business keywords or my interests? I use a combination. And so this is an interesting one with keywords, right? So let me just go back to my slides because there's a number of things you can do when it comes to keywords. Right, so just 1 second. Right, so there's a number of ways to search for keywords, but in answer to Esther's specific question, I use both. The reason for that is because Yes, I do want people that are working, that want to work online for obvious reasons. Where I'm talking about starting a digital business, so of course I am interested in talking to people that want to start a digital business. But I'm also looking for people like me, right? Because when they start their business, right, I'm going to be working with them. I am literally going to be like, you know, some respects, I'm probably going to talk to them more than they'll talk to the family, because I will be their mentor and their coach. We're going to be talking all the time. We're going to be messaging. I'm there for the life of their business, supporting and guiding them, right? So I want to make sure that these people that I'm working with are on my wavelength. I've got something in common with. And because of that, I always like to put in some keywords that are personal to me. Right, so I'm not going to talk. Like I say, I'm not sharing my keywords that I specifically use. You can see some keywords on screen that are business ones, but what I will say is, let me just quickly then show you some of the tools that I use to find keywords. Right, so for people that are online here, so Google itself, when you go through your ad manager, is great. You can literally, and for people that, if you've got your Google account set up in your dashboard, you will be familiar with this. Google will give you a shed load of keywords, so you can use Google to search your keywords, just like here. You type something in this box number 1, you type in some example words, it will then list a shed load of examples. You click on the little plus here, right, and it'll move it over to this column here, and it adds for you. Right. In addition, though, you've got the Google Keyword Planner, right? So you can literally type in some keywords up here, right? And this is actually a really useful tool, because it then lists a shed load of phrases that are relevant to what you've typed in up here. But it also shows you the volumes and the cost per clicks and so on and so forth, and the competition, right? And you can see the volume of searches. So you can very quickly start to see which keywords are going good, which keywords are actually getting the most searches every month. Like that first one, how to start an online business. 40,500 searches every month, right? But it's quite expensive from a cost per click, which is not surprising, right? But look at that one underneath, how to start an Etsy shop. Right, that wouldn't be good for my business personally, because I'm not particularly. That's not what I would target. However, it's getting a good number of searches, but the cost per click is really cheap, 70 cents. Bargain, right? Volume wise, between 100 and 1,000, right? And it's got a low competition score, right? So again, Google Keyword Planner, really good tool to find keywords. Go into your tools, settings, planning, keyword planner, right? Show you up there how you can actually get into it, and that's a good way of doing it. And then you've also got keywords everywhere, which I love, right? And this is a Chrome add-on. Add it to your Google Chrome. When you go into Google, it will then show you a shed load of words. I love this. It's $10, and you buy all the credits. $10 lasts you forever. It lasted me most of last year. So, you know, it's dirt cheap, and but it shows you the volumes, it shows you the cost per click. That's a great little tool to use. So hopefully, Esther, that helps you, right? Therese, great. Okay, that's good. I'm glad that helped. Beck's asking the question, how long is the ideal YouTube ad? So that's another interesting one. So there is no ideal length, right? Mine are between 3 and 5 minutes, right? 3 and 5 minutes, literally. And I couldn't say to you one works better than another, right? I couldn't say that to you. One doesn't work better than another. It's just kind of hard to know until you put it out there. You can't, because every ad is different. You don't know how your ad is going to resonate with people. Because you know, I just put myself out there because I'm just me. I'm out there, I'm talking to people, and that's what it's about. Running the business, it is, you know, there's no airs and graces. I'm just putting myself out there to the world, talking to people, and you don't know until you do it as to whether people are going to resonate with you. Because you know, some people like people, some people, you know, when you see someone for the first time and you form an instant opinion instantly whether you like that person or you don't. You just do, right? It's automatic. It's inbuilt in us. It's in our DNA. And the same thing happens when you see a video ad. You instantly decide whether you think, oh, okay, yeah, I want to watch more. Yeah, he seems all right, or can't be dealing with this guy. Get rid. And you form a view, right? So that is you. You can't do anything about that. You can't please everybody, and you shouldn't try, right? You should just be yourself and just talk and say what you want to say and just throw your ad out there, right? I would not make it over 5. Well, probably absolute most 7 minutes. Absolute. And to be fair, I wouldn't go above 5, right? The reality is, when I look at my stats for the length of time that people watch a video, a lot of people, actually, the majority of people, I would say 3/4 of the people actually register before watching the whole ad, right? Now that in itself isn't important. It's interesting, right? Because what that says to me is whatever I'm saying in the first half of my ad is enough for people to want to know more. All right. So to answer your question, Beck, maybe 5 minutes, absolute maximum, right? But there's no short time. You know, naturally it's going to be a couple of minutes, right? It's going to be maybe a minute, a minute and a half, absolute minimum, right? But hopefully that helps. Hopefully that answers that question, right? Right. I'm sorry. I'm going to come back onto StreamYard again because oh gosh. Find the questions. So many people. Ah! Right, where are we? Julie's asking a question. Hi, Julie. So, do you find simple keywords better than how-to statements? Ooh, good question. Good question. This is an interesting one. So, and how many words should we target in the keywords? So, such as 5 max. Okay, so 2 questions there. So, do simple keywords work better than statements? No. So, I'm assuming, Julie, when you say simple keywords, you mean like 1 word, right? And so, I've tried single words. And they don't work as well for me. And the reason why is because that's quite a broad thing. So let's say, for example, you use the word business. That was your keyword. So basically what you're saying to Google and YouTube is show my ad whenever the word business is typed in to YouTube. But people could be typing the word business as part of a million different sentences. So they could be typing, what's the best business to start online? Clearly, which would be a great one, right? They could be typing how to start a business online. But they could also be typing, what could they be typing? Clothing business, best clothing business to start, best kids business to start, best handbag business to start, best or business stocking, business inventory. Hopefully you get the idea. They could be typing a million sentences in with the word business, which wouldn't necessarily show your ad to the people that you would want to see your business ad. I know that you could argue if they're typing business in, then potentially they would be interested in my business. Personally, I don't buy into that. I think that would be potentially a very expensive way of using a keyword. All right. So I guess my question back to Julie is, does that answer that part of that question for you? In terms of how many keywords, no. So put as many in as you can. literally, right? So if you were starting a campaign right now, right, at least 50, right? And use these tools that I'm showing you here. Keywords everywhere, right? The Google keyword planner. Use these, right, to find your keywords, right? You can also use TubeSift, right? You know what? I wish I had a referral code for TubeSift, because I feel like I talk about this so much, right? But this is that you pay for this platform, but it's great if you haven't got a lot of time, right? You can pay a monthly premium, and it finds you keywords. Right? So this makes finding keywords really, really easy. But you have to pay for it. I think it's like $67 a month. But you can pay for a month, then you can cancel it. It's dead easy, right? But it does save a lot of time and effort. But that's another great way of finding keywords. But Julie, in answer to your question, as many as you can, because what you'll find is only a handful will actually work. So say, for example, you did have 50 keywords in, or 100 keywords in your list. I guarantee you there's probably only going to be 5 or 10 of those that end up really working, probably generating the conversions, right? What I would say to you to then do is take those keywords that are working and put them into their own campaign. What that then does, and then take them out of the other one to allow more of the other ones to then fire and work. So again, ultimately, what I'm saying to people is always be in a situation where you have 2 campaigns running. You're always testing. So you start off with one campaign, right? When you figure out what's working in that campaign, take it out of that campaign, put it in a new one, right? Then, so you're running 2. Right? And then if you find more things that are working in that campaign, take it out and add it to this other campaign. So what you're doing is you're kind of building up this campaign of proven things that you know's worked. Whether that be keywords, it could be ad copy, it could be the video, or whatever your image is, whatever it is you're using. All right. But hopefully that helps answer that question, Julie. All right. If it doesn't, please let me know. Oh, Melanie, you're very, very welcome. Very, very welcome. Very, very welcome. Hi, Ruler from Montreal. Very, very welcome. Nicril, no problem at all. Oh, so Julie's, I'm jumping around here. So Julie, yes, great answer to single word. My question on 5 is in the sentence structure. So how does start an online business versus how to start? Try, so there's no right or wrong there, Julie. You just try both. Try as many variations as you can. Again, you know, so how to start an online business, how to start a business, how to work online business, and also, right, don't be afraid to misspell some keywords, because don't forget, people misspell when they search. People misspell the search, right? So business is probably a good example. Where you could just, rather than type business with 2 S's at the end, don't be afraid to do variations where you only use 1 or 3 to see whether that actually works. Have I tried that? I'm not sure if I have, but it would actually make perfect sense, because people do type incorrectly, and you don't want to miss out on that traffic. All right, so hopefully, Julie, that helped. I just need to go back because I'm. It's just hard to do this actually. Wow. Okay, right. Where we going? So just one second, guys. So I just need to find. An apology if I don't get to your question. Obviously, I'm trying my best. So May's asking a question, can you combine channel and video placements all together in one campaign? So, well, a channel, I don't quite understand the question, May, because if you're targeting a channel or channels, then that would be, you'll be targeting, oh, sorry, I see what you mean. So no, I would keep them separate. I would have your placements campaign in one, and your channels campaign in another, right? I wouldn't mix and match them, and only because you'll find that one doesn't fire as well as the other one. You won't be giving both of your campaigns the appropriate, I guess, exposure. So I would have, like you can see on screen there, I would have campaign 1 being your channels, campaign 2 being your placements. That's absolutely what I would do there. Thank you, Boyd. Yeah, that's great. Thank you for that. Amazing. Oh, yeah, and Paul, yes. If people have got questions, then please, yeah, keep asking. So let me just go back. What? Julie's asking. Oh no, we've done that one, haven't we? So that's fine. Sorry. We've got Kim's asking the question. What's the most successful topics, placements, or keywords? Do you know what? For me, I have success with all of them. Well, sorry, keywords and topics for me. Placements. When I first started advertising, I did some placements, and they worked okay. But for me, I focus on keywords and topics. They work best for me. Absolutely. All right. Hi, Andre. Absolutely. Hi, Manu. You're welcome. Very welcome. So let's ask a question. How long do you let it go? How long do you let an ad go without leads before turning it off? Good question. 2-3 days, absolute max, right? And the reason I say that is because if it's a new campaign, don't forget, you'll start your campaign. It won't be advertising straight away because you'll need time for Google to approve it. And if it's a new campaign, it will be learning as well. But let me be very clear. When your campaign is in learning, you should still be getting leads, conversions, whatever your goal is. All right. So if after your campaign has been serving 48 hours, you've still not had a lead, then I would, 3 days at the absolute most, I would probably think you need to be going in and making a change and looking at your targeting, looking at maybe it's the keywords that aren't working, maybe it's your locations, maybe it's the placements, maybe it's the whatever it is. It could be the keywords, it could be anything. All right. But that's where you need to start looking at your dashboard and start looking at things like this to understand what's working. Right. So like you can see on screen here, you've got your campaign view, right? So you've got each of your campaigns, and it's important that you start to understand your dashboard so that you can see what's actually working. So when you drill down on the campaign, right, like I'm doing here, into the ad set, and you start looking, then you start looking at where you're getting the impressions, right? Like you can see where the arrow is, what your cost per click is, what conversions you get in, the conversion rate, and you got to start to understand then what's actually working. So when you go down to the next level, you can look at keywords and you can see which one's working, which ones are you actually getting the conversions from. So you can see here that I'm getting conversions from keyword 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth. But keyword 1, I've got a shed load of conversions from keyword 1 and then not as many from some of the others, right? But look across here and you're looking at the cost per click column, all right, and the cost per conversion column. And you're looking to see whether there's any glaring differences in terms of how much you're paying for each of the leads and each of the conversions. And it becomes sometimes it becomes really, really apparent. So for example, right, on locations, right, on this one, I'm paying 54p. I'm paying £1.53 for a conversion. But then look down here at this one here, I'm paying £10.73. And this is the kind of thing where it starts to eat your budget. So if that was my campaign right now, I'd be going and I'd be turning off that £10.73 because I don't pay that, so that I can drive more of my budget into these ones here where I'm only spending £1.5. But I'm actually that's where I'm getting most of my conversions, which is amazing. So you do need to understand your dashboard, Salit, and that will help. But you need to look at all of those types of things to determine what you should be turning off to help make your campaign work. So Salit, hopefully that helps. Abigail's asking the question, how many countries? Oh, we've done that one, sorry, haven't we? right? So Takalu's asking, should we have to run Google ad campaign to run? No, you don't have to run a Google ad campaign to run a YouTube campaign. You can go straight in and set up a YouTube channel, set up your Google account, and go straight onto YouTube. You do not need to advertise on Google, do a Google Ads ad first. All right, so hopefully Takalu answers that question. Beanie, you're very, very welcome. Right, Vivian. Vivian, I don't know if you're still with us, but yes, you are showing on StreamYard. I've just got to it now, so thank you for doing on that. Yeti, okay, and May's asking, can you combine? So we've done that one. So Palo. So what are the important data you look at when you review it after 7 to 14 days? Right. Okay. So I've kind of just touched on that, but I'll come back to it now. So click-through rate, view rate, and from there, what triggers you to keep an ad going or stopping the ad beside the conversion number? Right. Okay. So excellent question, Paolo. So let's just start here. Right. So when you're looking at your Google dashboard, right, there are a number of things that are great to look at. So let me just flick this round so it's bigger again for people to see. So Paolo, what I'm showing you on there is some of the key things to be looking at, right? You're looking at your campaign, you've got your ad set view, you've got keyword performance, so number 3, you've got understanding your demographics, right, which is what I've just touched on, but I'll come back to it in a second. So basically 3, 4, and 5 follow. Right, those are the 3 areas to focus on. All right, so let me just kind of dig into them just a little bit for you now. Right, so when you go into your campaign, right, and you go down to your keywords, so what you're looking at here, right, so let's just say, for example, you've got a list of 6 keywords. So what I was explaining before, right, you need to look along here. So the columns that I'm interested in the number of conversions that I'm getting, right, clearly important. I'm interested in the cost per conversion, right? You know, I'm also interested in the impressions. I want to know how my ad is serving, right? I'm interested in the cost per click, right? And I'm interested in the conversion rate, right? So what I would say to you, right, is look at where you sort it in cost per conversion column. First of all, sort your cost per conversion so you can quickly see, what the most you're paying for a conversion on a keyword is, right? That will show you instantly whether there is any of those keywords that are costing you a fortune, right? Then do the same thing in average cost per click. Make sure that you're not paying an extortionate amount for a click, right? And what you're then looking at, you kind of need to look at it holistically. You need to look at the big picture and sort of say, right, okay, where am I getting my most conversions from? Am I happy with the cost of each of those conversions? If I am, great, right? Look down the list, right? So you go down this list, all right? And I mean, when I'm looking at here, there's nothing here that's jumping out, but let's say, for example, keyword 6 here, right? I've got 22 conversions. Let's say, for example, that £1.51 actually was £10.51, right? So let me just hang on a second. Sorry, let me just move the question out of the way because you can't see where I'm pointing, can you? So let's just, hopefully that's, yeah, there you go. So right at the bottom here, keyword 6, right? So let's just say, for example, that cost per conversion was £10.51. I might say to myself, actually, I've only had 22 conversions from that keyword, and I'm paying £10.51 for every one of them. I might want to switch that off because all that money, right, that £200 that I've paid out for each of those 22 conversions, I could redirect into some of these other keywords that are actually performing much better for much cheaper. and you look at, and this is what you do with each of the areas. So let's look at locations. Again, you look at the impressions, you look at the cost per click, you look at the conversions, the cost per conversion. And like I was saying earlier, that one stands out like a sore thumb. I might want to turn off because I'm spending money. I've got one conversion for £10.73. You know, I could turn off that location, whatever it was, and redirect that budget into some of these other locations that are working much better for me. Because I've got 352 up here. Look at this one, 352 there. I've only got one down here, right? And then I'm only paying £1.53. So that's the kind of thing you look at on locations, right? And then you can drill down in your locations, and you can look at where your people are actually converting, right? And again, that's another layer of thing that you can do to figure out. So Paolo, does that answer the question a little bit? And you can do that same approach with your topics, with your whatever your placement channels, whatever. The same principles apply. Same principles apply. All right. Sonia's asking, do you recommend changing to maximize? Oh no, we've covered that, haven't we? I think. Do you maximize conversion CPA? So no, you don't. I never use maximize conversion. Absolutely, always use target CPA. And yes, you can change it at any point. Melanie's asking a question. I'm trouble with keyword placements. Any suggestions how we choose winning ones? So Melanie, hopefully if you've been watching, you've seen me cover the various areas or the various tools that I use. So let me just quickly find those for you again. So I would absolutely go to Keywords Everywhere, right? .com, download that plugin, right? I would absolutely use the keyword search options within the Google Ads Manager, and I would use your Google Keyword Planner. And if you can afford to pay for the subscription, TubeSift is a great option for you. All right. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully, Melanie, that what I've already talked about in terms of just being quiet, just throw your net quite wide with, just think about, don't just think about business, think about what you like, think about things that interest you, but also think about what people actually search in YouTube. So this is actually a good, just sort of another point. So when you're in YouTube itself, don't be afraid to type in, right, a search term, you know, like I've done here, right? You can see it on screen, make money online. Right, and that's brought up videos, and then you can have a look at the kind of videos that are actually showing, right? And you can see that on here. Let me just show, yeah, on slide. You can see that there. But what's interesting is then when you look at these videos, when you've typed in that search, you can actually then look at what words are in that video. Look at the description, because that in itself might give you some ideas, right? But don't just, I definitely would not just stick it to business, but absolutely use use YouTube itself, right? Absolutely do that. Absolutely use Google, right? Absolutely use TubeSift, the keyword planner, right? Absolutely. So hopefully that answers that question for you, Melanie. If it doesn't, please put a follow-up question and I'll do my best to get to it. So let's go down. A few people. Hi. So let's just find more questions. Terry's asking a question. Can you combine keywords and audience or keywords and placements, that type of thing? So hopefully I've covered that, Terry. I would keep them separate. If you can, purely because your budget, whatever your budget is, right, will always favour one more than the other. So if it finds its topics are working well, it'll favour them, thereby meaning your placements and not getting the exposure that you would want. So you can't really then figure out whether they're working or not. And likewise, what I sometimes happens, it kind of flips between the two. So some days topics works well, some days placements work well, but it's you never really get everything working great in one campaign. So I would always separate them. All right. Katie's asking the question. So, hey, Katie. Oh, I love that picture, Katie. That's a great sun-drenched picture. So if modifying your keywords doesn't change the algorithm, what changes do change the algorithm? I've heard you should wait a few days before making changes to your campaigns. So when you start a new campaign, your campaign goes into learning, and that period of learning lasts 7 days. All right, and in that period, right, Google is basically doing exactly what it says in the thing. It is figuring out what is the right way, where to show your ad, and who is responding to your ad. In that initial learning period, if you make any changes to things like budget or add some keywords in or something like that, not add keywords in, sorry. If you change your bidding strategy or change your the target CPA and stuff like that, that will reset the algorithm. All right, and it'll reset that learning period for you. Right. I'm not aware of anything specifically, Katie, that changes the algorithm. So if you started a maximized conversion campaign and then switched it to target CPA or a other bidding strategy, it will always put your campaign back into learning. That thereby resets the algorithm. All right, that resets the algorithm. Okay. If you're running a target CPA campaign and you're not happy with the performance, and I've had this, you're running a campaign, it's going along swimmingly, and then suddenly things over a period of time, your cost per conversion, your cost per lead, whatever it may be, ticks up, and you think, you know what, this is getting a bit rubbish now. I'm not happy with this campaign. What you can do, what I've done, is literally drop your budget back down to something like $5 during Canada. So, let's say you were spending $20 a day. Drop it down to $5. Put your target CPA back up to 100, right? And then just let it run for those 2 or 3 days. Let's say 3 days, right? Before, no, I'll say 3, right? With a high target CPA, low budget. That I found resets the algorithm as well. All right, and that information that's just one of those things that we found out. So that does reset it. So if you're worried about your campaign performance, try that. Kind of resets it to 0, and then just go with it. And I tend to find that works. Hopefully, Katie, that answers your question. All right. Hi, Lorna. Hello. Someone's asking a question. Do you have to do anything with your funnel when changing ad platforms? So I don't know who it is, because you can see there's no name. So I don't know who that is to ask that question. So by funnel, we're talking about your sales funnel. We're talking about your website. So the answer to that question is you need to change your codes. You don't change your code, you just simply add them. So if you're advertising on Facebook, you will have a Facebook pixel on your website landing page and on your thank you page, and you will have your conversion code on your landing page. Great for Facebook. If you then add Google, you need to have your Google tag code added to your website. So separate code, different code, both sets of code can be on both pages. So you just need to get your website builder to add them to your page. All right, so whoever asked that question, hopefully that answers everything. Abigail, do you turn off a campaign when you don't get a conversion, but rather impressions, views, and clicks are okay? So this, again, this that gut feel type. Is it working for me? Is it not? So if I'm not getting campaigns after 2 or 3 days, then I definitely make a change. Simple as. If I'm getting impressions, views, clicks, but no conversions after 3 days, I would definitely turn it off, right? Not turn it, well, turn it off would be an option, right? But I would consider making a change, going in, looking at what I've talked about before. So looking at all the various metrics that are available to you. So looking at your, quick, let me go back, just remind you again. So looking at your keywords that are working, if you're targeting, figure out what is and what isn't. Look at your locations that are working. Look at what's costing you money that isn't, right? Look at your demographics. Look at your age. Are you spending more money on a particular age group? So to the gentleman that asked the question earlier about this, about the demographics and what to look at. These will, apologies I didn't talk about these, but your demographics is another great one to look at. Look at your ages, look at what's costing you money, right? And decide whether you should be turning some of them off. Look at your genders, look at your parental statuses, look at your household incomes, all of those metrics, right? All of these metrics can be things that you should be looking at to make a determination as to whether something is or is not working for you. All right. So all of those will help. All right. So I hope that answers that question, Abigail. All right. Shelley, yes, you are logged into StreamYard. Hey, Pete, how nice to see you, South Africa. It's raining in Manchester. I'm imagining it's very, very sunny and nice where you are. In fact, no, it's not. It'll be dark, won't it? South Africa. Danny's asking a question. How big would my target audience be for $10? Don't think of it, mate, like Facebook. So it's not, you don't have to correlate your your budget spend to your audience size. All right. So if you've got $10, right, throw it. There's no limit. You could literally spend do $10 and advertise to the world, right? You could. You can. Google doesn't sort of say, "Oh, they're only spending $10. That's not going to work for me." It will still find and show your ad in countries, right? So don't think about $10 equals so many people. It doesn't work that way. All right. If you target 10, 50, 20 countries, it doesn't matter. Or you could just target one. You decide. It does not matter. It does not matter. Yannette asking a question. What's your advice when asked to add search partners? No. Good question, Yannette. Good question. No, because it ends up costing you a fortune. I've had my fingers burned, absolutely burned by two things, right? One is adding search partners, Google search partners, and audience expansion. Oh, right. If I've done that, and I had hair, it all fell out because I was like horrified. And this is what happened. So let me tell you this story. So I've done two things. So I did add, I did a Google display ad, and I've done, which is a word ad, and I've done it on YouTube ads where I've added the search partners to it. And I literally sat there, and within maybe 15, 20 minutes, half an hour, I saw my budget go up 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 100, 150, 200 pounds. It literally clocked up, and I was literally like that. I turned it off, but it got to like 200 pounds in about half an hour. It was like, so I then got on the phone to Google because I didn't understand what that was and why that had happened. And to cut a long story short, it was because Google had basically just shown my ad to a number of other, it put it on a number of search platforms. And by the way, that 200 pound that I spent in that 30 minutes didn't get me a single lead, didn't get me a single conversion. I was not impressed. So now I don't. And likewise on audience expansion, right, which is the same thing when you're using audiences, right? I did that, and again, it clocked up, and I was like, oh. But the thing was, I didn't even realise I'd done it on that. It's not very transparent. Right? I will say you do need to be very careful when using audiences, because the audience expansion box is ticked by default. Right, and I didn't realise, and that was scary. So again, I had my fingers burned there. So there you go. No, is answered that question. I can't say that in any clearer terms than that. Isabella is asking, do you have any idea why my dashboard is not showing data after 2 days of running the campaign? So I guess, well, that's a difficult one. I guess initially my first thought would be, is your tag installed? Your tag codes, are they installed correctly? Have you downloaded the Google Tag Manager, which is a Chrome extension? Added that to your Chrome, and then gone to your website, and then literally just typed in your website address, and like you would the Facebook Pixel Helper, and it will tell you whether your tag is installed. You need to check to make sure that it is, and more importantly, make sure that your tag is on your thank you page, right? On your landing page and on your thank you page. That can be the only reason why you're not getting data. I can't imagine why it would be anything else. If your tag encode and everything is installed already, like people who have asked previously, I would delete it all. Something maybe has got mixed up with the code. Get your website builder, get the funnel theme to remove all your tag codes, right? And then give them the codes again and add them in again, right? So that they've only got one set, right? And just start the process again, right? You can take them out and put them in one request. It shouldn't be a big deal, but that's what I would do. So Isabel, I hope that helps. Danny, what's Danny saying? Danny's saying, if I find Google keeps trying to tell me I should spend more. No. Google is a fantastic business, right? I wish Google was my business, because Google is there to get you to spend more money, right? Google will always ask you to spend more money. Google will always say to you, your campaign is limited by budget. So my advice to each and every one of you watching this today is ignore it, right? You will never please Google. You will never please them. If you try, you will bankrupt yourself. It's as simple as that. You will. So there's no point in trying, right? You will see that message daily when you're looking at your campaign. It's always there. I mean, I'm not sure if I've actually got that message on the slide that I could show you. Probably haven't actually. Let me just quickly check. So I can't show you, but it would show right there, for those that are watching, like here on this slide here, right? So let me just make the thing bigger again so you can see it. Where the red writing is there, just imagine that says limited by budget in big red letters, and that's basically what you'll see it every day, right? Danny, you'll see it every day. Just close your eyes to it. It's irrelevant. So you spend what you can afford, mate. You spend what you can afford. It's as simple as that. Right? Never try to please them, right? If you can afford to spend more, obviously do it, right? Advertising is like a fishing net. So if your fishing net is this big, right, you're going to catch 10 fish, right? But if your fishing net's like this big, you're going to catch 100 fish, right? And that's the way that advertising works. But you can only spend what you can afford to spend, right? So that's it. So hopefully, Danny, that answers that question. All right, just give up. Don't try to please Google. All right, because you'll just go bankrupt. Simple as. All right, so let's keep going. See who's asking the question. Menshi asking the question. Is it better to target first a country you're in, or doesn't it matter? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Please target whatever countries you want to target. you need to find your audience, people. So, you know, when you, any online marketer, when you're running an online business, you know, when you first start, you cast your net wide, because none of us know who my audience is. None of us know what people are going to respond to our ad, where they're going to be. All right. Over time, you then start to understand where your ads are working. And what I mean by that is you'll if you've been advertising for even just a month or two, right, you'll know where, and if you've been advertising in 10 countries, you'll know that 1 or 2 of those have worked really well for you, right? If you've been advertising for a year or 2 years, you could probably rattle off 5, maybe 10 countries that are working really, really well for you. All right. But when you're first starting, you don't have that knowledge. So you really do have to cast your net quite wide. So if this is your first campaign, if this is your first few campaigns, absolutely target a few countries, test, right? If you're a seasoned advertiser, if you've been running a business for a while and you know where your audience is, then great, well done, amazing. All right, but you know, it took me a while to figure out where my audience is, and you then have to overlay what where you're getting the quality conversions from. So you'll need to figure out from the countries that you're advertising in whether you're happy to continue to advertise there. So what I mean by that is, say for example, you have to think about the countries in the world where, you know, the economics of that country mean that people may or may not be able to afford to start a business. All right, and you need to consider that fact when you're looking at whether if you're getting leads from that country, whether they're a quality lead versus advertising in the UK or Canada or America or Australia. So only you can answer that question. You will need to make that determination. But hopefully that helps a little bit, Menchie. Shelley's asking a question, can I do a mix on countries, provinces, states? Yes, you can. And that's a good question, actually. So you can advertise in a multitude, and you can layer it in in Google, right? So what I'm showing you on this slide here is, right, and you're only seeing a couple, right? So let me just make this bigger again. So you can see Canada and Australia on there, right? But what could also be on there is you could also tell Canada, you could also say to Google, target Canada, but also target Vancouver, also target Toronto, also target Alberta. You know, if I was advertising in the UK, I could have UK on there, but I could also have London, Manchester, anywhere, Edinburgh, Glasgow, wherever. The point I'm making is Google will still show your ad, and you will get leads, you will get conversions. So I have had conversions in against, like you can see on screen here, right? I've had conversions against Canada, right? But I've also, let's say for example, it had Vancouver in there, I would also get conversions against Vancouver as well. So you can multi-layer. And likewise, you could treble layer by putting down to towns, even neighborhoods, anything like that. You can multi-layer it. And that's a very different approach to what you can do with some of the other platforms, because you can't always do that. And I think that's a great thing with Google. So hopefully, Shelley, that answers that question. Abigail, you're very welcome. Okay. Kim's asking a question. How long do you leave your campaigns in YouTube to optimize? 3 days. 3 days. If you're not getting leads, then consider making a change. All right. If it's working for you and you're getting leads, just leave it. Right. Let it complete its learning. right? If you're getting leads, then let it complete its period of learning. And then after day 7, when it's finished learning, then start to potentially try to fine tune. But let Google do its thing. All right, that's good. Henry's asking the question, is it possible to use both YouTube videos and channels in the same time under replacements and one ad? You can, but I wouldn't. I would keep them separate, Henry. All right, I would keep them separate. As I've said before, if you don't, Google will undoubtedly favour one more than the other. You won't get the cut through. It won't serve on both effectively, so you won't be able to understand if both are working effectively. All right. You know, Kim saying, "Oh, do training on target CPA." Really? Is that necessary, Kim? I'm not sure that it is. I mean, I've covered that already. I'm not sure what else you need other than this that I covered. And I don't know whether you were on earlier, so hopefully you've understood what I covered here in terms of the target CPA approach, in terms of what it is, right, and how to manage your target CPA down from 100 down to basically finding that tipping point of what it needs to be. All right. So I think I've covered that, hopefully, very clearly. So hopefully, Kim, if maybe that question was in before I covered it, I don't know. But, hopefully that does work. Let me know if not. Ayla's asking a question. What about people that don't have any leads? How will they use CPA? So CPA is not something that's lead specific, Ayala. That's just your campaign objective. That's what you're telling Google that you want to. That's the approach. That's a structure of your campaign. So you're telling Google that you want to use that target CPA approach, because it is what it, like you can see on screen there. Target CPA is what you're telling Google is your cost per acquisition, right? That is what you're giving Google to do it. So it's nothing to do with the volume of leads that you're getting. It's nothing to do with the conversions that you're getting. It's just the campaign structure. So whether you are using maximize CPA, cost per view, cost per click, or target CPA, you should still be getting leads. If you are not, then there is something not working with your targeting, with your video, with your ad, with your copy, whatever it may be. All right, it won't be target CPA as a reason for it not working. All right, unless your target CPA is set very low and Google is actually not showing your ad, in which case do what I did on this screen and move your target CPA back up to a really high amount and then start to reduce it down over a period of time. All right, but if you're not getting leads, if your campaign's not great, if your campaign's not working, then you probably need to make a change. Keywords, whatever it is, topics, channels, whatever you're targeting, something might not be working. So go back and have a look at that. So hopefully that's working. Kate's saying she just target CPA. Katie, and it recommended in a budget of £350 daily spend. Really? Well, so ignore. So, but just keep a close eye on it, Katie, and make sure that it continues to serve. Make sure that you're still managing your target CPA down, all right? But your budget is your budget. You spend what you spend, all right? But make sure you're not spending too much on any of your specifics, keywords, your locations, your age demographics, your income demographics. Make sure you're not spending too much on any of them, and make sure you switch off what isn't working for you or is costing you a lot of money, so that you are maximizing the budget that you've got in terms of what's working. But absolutely ignore any Google recommendation in terms of spending. That's crazy. All right. As mine, I've used keywords and topics and it worked, but I can't seem to use placements. I kept it for a couple of days, but saw no data. Not quite. Well, if you mean you saw no data in your dashboard, so you mean you saw no data in here. So like when you're looking at your locations, for example, and so when you were looking down here at your placements, you mean there was nothing showing, right? Then I guess it's a couple of things. Have you definitely added them? And I know that sounds like a daft question, but Are you sure your placements are actually there? So go back in and make sure that they are. So for example, when you're looking like on here, so all these keywords, make sure that you're seeing, when you look here at placements, right? When you look at, let me just move your question out of the way so you can see it. So when you're looking at placements here, right, make sure that you're actually seeing your placements listed. You'd be surprised how many people think they've added placements, but they're actually not there. They've not clicked save or whatever, and they're not actually there. That could be why, Asmina, all right? If the placements are there, but you're not getting any, there's no data showing, well, to be fair, if the placements are there, the data will be there. So I'm assuming what you mean is the data's not there, which means the placements aren't there. So I worry that your placements have actually never been saved into your campaign, in which case you need to go back and add them in. All right, so that's probably, hopefully answers that question for you a little bit. If it doesn't, as mine, I put a follow-up question in, I'll try and get back to you. Danny, so you prefer, yes, target CPA, absolutely, undoubtedly. Never use maximized conversion. So there you go, don't use it. All right. Alucci, which of the 3 placement methods is more effective? Keywords, channel placements. It's very, for me, I find I find keywords work better, but it's different for everybody. It depends what you're targeting, Alucci. So you just need to find out what works for you. What works well for me will not necessarily work well for you. All right. Might not be the best answer for you, but hopefully that helps. But just because it's working for me doesn't mean it's going to work for you, because you're not going to have the same keywords that I've got, because you don't know what my keywords are. I've not showed you what my placements are, or my video ad. Everything could impact how my ad performs versus yours. All right, so you can't. You shouldn't be trying to. Don't try and copy what everybody else has done, because, like I said, there's no guarantee it works. It's about trying things. So try keywords, see if they work. If they don't, try placements, see if they work. If they don't work, try the channels, and just keep playing with different things to figure out which one works for you. And that's hopefully that helps. Again, Lucia, if you need another question, please put it in. As ever, you're very welcome. So Terry's asking a question, different advice about keywords. If you're starting, you need to put as many as if it's a campaign, if you're running a new campaign, you've got to put as many keywords in as you can, because you don't know which ones are going to work. So you've got to cast your net as wide as you can. All right. But if it's a season campaign, yes, there will only be a handful that are working, in which case then you can create a campaign for them. Absolutely. But if you're starting, you're trying to find out which ones are working, you've got to cast your net wide. So hopefully, Terry, that helps a little bit. Helen's asking a question. My Google ad not gave me that much lead, so after 7 days I was going to stop, but I can't find it. I've checked again and still not there. I thought maybe deleted by mistake and left it alone. After a month, I may be deleted by mistake. Wow. I'm not sure I can help with that one, Helen. I mean, I guess just check your filters on your dashboard. So here, for example, let me just go back to campaigns. So hopefully, Helen, you're still on. So if you're on your dashboard here, right, make sure that your filter. So hopefully you can see this, where my little arrow is. That campaign status is set to all, and you've not got it filtered to only show you ones that are enabled or something like that. The key thing is make sure that you've not got a filter on there. If you have, you see, because it'll only then show you what you've told it to show you. Beyond that, I'm afraid I don't have the answer to that question, Helen. I don't know. But I think it sounds like you maybe got filtered on your dashboard that is stopping your campaign from showing. Okay. So hopefully that helps there. Lorna's asking, how can I fix it says tag inactive? I can't track my conversions. So, right, okay, well, I mean, that suggests that your tag code hasn't been installed correctly. All right, so I would contact your website builder and maybe give them your code again for both your landing page and your thank you page, and get them to delete the old code and reinstall the new code. Clean slate, clean sheet of paper. Hopefully that should resolve the issue. Don't forget to download your Google Tag Manager, your Chrome extension. That way you can check if the Google tag is working correctly. So hopefully, Laura, that helps. If it doesn't, please let me know. All right, Marie. Hey, Marie. Hi. If there are any clicks, impressions, but no conversions, does that mean the ad isn't working or something was set up wrong? No, it doesn't mean that at all. It just maybe means that you're targeting whatever you're using. Maybe something isn't quite working. So consider going back in and looking at your targeting, whether that be your keywords or your topics or your channels or your placements, and making a change. If it's a video ad, it might be the video ad. There might be something in there that's not great. It's not helping people click through and convert. You know, this is where testing comes in. So you need to try and figure out what is working. But yeah, definitely, if you're getting impressions but no conversions, then something's not resonating with people. So you need to make a change. All right. But no, it does not mean that the setup is wrong. So hopefully that helps a little bit, Marie. Paolo's asking, stage of optimizing your ad at the 7-14 day mark by pausing placements, keywords, audiences. Wow. Okay, let's have a look at them. Let me try and read this question, guys. At the stage of optimizing your ad at the 7-14 day mark by pausing placement, keyword, audiences, increasing, decreasing budget for mobile, laptop, provinces, cities, countries, etc. You then let the ad run again for another 7-14 days and repeat the optimization process. So what do you look at to determine if you should keep the ad going on or start a new campaign if your ad isn't bringing in substantial leads or no leads? So hopefully, Paolo, I think I've covered that with though. So basically, it's all this. So you look at, you use your dashboard. You look at your keywords that are costing you lots of money. You look at your keywords that are costing, where you're spending lots but not getting a conversion, and you turn them off. Right? You look at your locations. You look at you're spending a lot of money to advertise in a location, but you're not getting a conversion, and you turn off that location. You look at your age demographics. You look at where you're getting conversions. What ages are actually getting you conversions, right? You look at where you're not. You look at where you're spending lots of money to get a conversion, and you turn off the age groups of the ones that are costing you a lot of money. You look at your genders. You do the same thing. You look at parental status, you do exactly the same thing again. And you look at the household income. Maybe there's something in here. Maybe you're spending lots of money advertising to a particular income demographic that's costing lots, but you're not getting a conversion. And you consider turning it off, right? Those are what you look at to decide whether to, or in terms of optimization. Paolo, does that answer that question? Right. Thank you for the question, by the way. So let's see what other questions we've got. I think we'll have more questions on here that I can't see on StreamYard. Sorry, guys, I'm just going through the questions. Oh, you're very welcome. People are saying thank you, so that's all good. So, Paolo's saying, yeah, good. Okay, hopefully that helps. All right, okay. So good, Paolo. Hopefully it helps. I'm hoping that's answered the question for you. Bethlehem, hi, Bethlehem, hi. Hi, Leeds. Oh, local, not too far away. All right. Henry, give some examples of topics we can use. Well, Google actually gives you a lot of topics. So the topics are actually all there. So you don't get to choose a topic. The topic. So when we're talking, so let me be clear here, Henry. Are you talking about topics, or are you talking about keywords? Right? What are you actually asking me here? Right? Because the topics are in. You don't get to choose the topics. You get a big list of those to basically go and tick, and you can tick a checkbox and decide which ones you want to use. All right. Keywords is different, right? So Henry, if you're still here, which I'm assuming you are, because you've not long asked a question, what do you mean? Do you mean keywords, or are you actually asking me about topics? Hi, Mary. Hi. Arlene, you are very, very welcome. You are very, very welcome. I'm not sure I'm going to have a voice tomorrow after all this. Hey, Toronto. We may end up in Toronto this year because it might be the only place we can go and travel to if we're allowed. Or somewhere stateside anyway. Henry, there we go. Keywords, topics, or the option. Right. So topics, Henry, you don't get to. You can choose them, but it's a predefined list. All right. So that's it. It's a predefined list. Keywords. Wow. So I mean, in terms of keywords, so again, what is working for me might not necessarily be working for you, right? But what I would use these tools that I've talked to you about before, right? Let me find, sorry, I'm just flicking around the slides trying to find them now, right? So what I've talked about a number of times here. So keywords everywhere, right? Using Google, right? Using the keyword planner, using TubeSift. So naturally, it depends on what your business is, right? So if you're an online marketer and you're plugged into the same business system that I am, right, and I'm probably guessing you are, then clearly words, phrases like, work online, work from home, starting a digital business, starting an online business are all going to work. All right. But you've got to find also ones that are relevant to you personally. So think about keywords and key phrases that are personal to you, because as I said, I've said this a number of times, think about finding people that are just like you. So think about what you like. So if you've got a favorite car, or a favorite food, right? Think about that. So I've got a BMW, right? So I might want to target my make and model of a car. How fast does my BMW 3 Series go? People racing a BMW 3 Series. It could be anything. You could use anything like that to find your audience. Likewise, favorite food. Think about your foods. Think about what you love to eat, right? And then target it. Think about your favorite designer, if you're into your clothes or you're into your makeup, all right, whatever you're into. Think about those things, and think about what people are going to search for. So don't be afraid to go into YouTube, right? To go into YouTube and type in, my favorite breakfast cereal. Right? I love cornflakes, and I don't know whether you get cornflakes in all parts of the world. I'm assuming you do, right? I've literally grown up with cornflakes. If I was to die tomorrow, I would want a box of cornflakes buried in my coffin with me. I love cornflakes, right? So you might want to type in, right, how to make cornflakes. You might want to type in, favorite breakfast cereal. I'm literally thinking about it off my head, but hopefully, Henry, I'm giving you an idea of types of things that you can type in. But what's working for me doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for you. Just try different things. Try anything, but think about what you like. All right? So, Henry, does that help? Hopefully, it does. Joe, I know. I've got a little bit left. I need more. Ryan's going to be making my tea shortly, but I'm starving. I'm absolutely starving. I really am. I'm craving some food right now. But yeah, so hopefully, Henry, that helps. Hopefully that helps. Yvonne, sorry. Yvette, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Hi, Tess. Hello, Tess. Oh, we've got another question. Ari, which is better to do, maximize conversions or target CPA? I've covered that, Ari. I don't know whether you've just joined. I'm not going to go over it again in detail, but in short, right, target CPA is better, right, and I'll leave it at that, right. I would suggest you go back and just watch what I've talked about before, right. I'll leave that on screen for you to look at. Hopefully that helps, but target CPA is definitely better. Ruth, you're so very working. Oh, I'm glad that has helped. I'm glad that has helped. And I think, are there any other questions that I've not answered? There are a number of people that are watching that I can't bring your comments online. So Suffiso, hi, hello. I know Suffiso is watching. So hello, good afternoon or good evening to you. Ruby, hi Ruby. Hi Esther. Mirana, thank you. You're very, very welcome. Maria's watching. Reinhardt. There's a question there. So is audience, keywords and channels a good combination? Not for one campaign, Reinhardt. I would keep them all separate. All right. You know, Ryan's upstairs. I don't. Ryan, can you hear me? Get me a banana, please. So yeah, but Ryan's chilling out upstairs. So we've been out for a walk because we're still in lockdown here in the UK. So we can't do that much. So, you know, he's got a home gym upstairs, so he's probably been working out. So I'm not sure he'll hear me because I'm downstairs. We're in the townhouse, so we've got 3 floors. So the chance of him hearing me at the very top, I slipped and on. So hang on. So let me just, Ari was, I think that answers that question. That's good. That's great. Okay. Right. Julie, you're very, very welcome. You're very, very welcome. Good. Paolo, got another question. If you're starting out a campaign for $10 a day and it's doing well and getting leads, is it better to scale, budget, or leave it? Should you duplicate the ad or add scale budget? Right, can you bring your banana down, please? Cheers. So let me ask that question again. If you're starting out a campaign for $10 and it's doing well and getting leads, is it better to scale the budget or leave it? If you can afford to scale something, it's working. Thank you. Oh, do you want to say hello? So hang on a second. This is really yeah, no, but this is Ryan. Say hello. There you go.
Hi everyone.
We've got quite a lot of people still watching. So this is Ryan. Ryan never comes on camera for anything to do with the business. So you know, so this is the first.
I should have known that. I got to put something better on.
Can't see the bottom
of it. My hair as well.
But yeah, all right, there you go. Thank you. So there you go. There's Ryan. So yeah, sorry, it's one sec. Right, sorry, Paolo, back to your conversation. So you do what you can afford. You do what you can afford. If a campaign is working and you can afford to scale it, scale it. It's going to work for you. Why would you not? Right? There's no point in if you've got a $10 a day or a £10 a day ad, right? It's working and bringing leads in for you, right? If you can afford to scale it, why would you not? Hopefully that helps. Bina, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Sonia, you're very, very welcome. Hey, oh yeah, okay. He's got upstairs. He's making tea now, so. I know exactly. I know. Right on camera and on a business. I know. Yeah. Right, everyone's saying hello. Yeah, he is absolutely. Well, for the travel side of things, Katie, obviously he's very much on camera and it's great. But business side, he absolutely leaves it to me. Say again. No, just saying. Everyone's saying hello. So yeah. So okay. No problem, Paolo. Hopefully that's answered the question. Adrian, you're very, very welcome. So I think is it again? Any more questions? Yeah, Ruby, bless him. Yeah, absolutely. Can you use CPA with channel placements only? Yes, you can. You can use target CPA with anything. can use target CPA with anything. It's not. That's not consideration when it comes to the targeting. Your target CPA is your bid strategy, so don't get confused. Totally separate. Bid strategy is one thing, targets are another. Totally separate things. All right. Sharon's asking a question. Good length for a video. What's a view rate? So I covered this earlier, Sharon, but yeah, I appreciate you might not have seen it. So the way I think about this is anything under 5 minutes, basically, is what I'm saying, right? It's definitely not a case of shorter the better, but it's definitely not a case of longer the better either. And I know that's a really woolly crap answer, but it's the truth, because you never know what people are going to work with, right? You don't know. You don't know what my ad will work for people. But if you replicated my ad exactly the same, but just with you in it, you will get completely different performance, right? So it's not as simple as that, right? So a 2-minute ad can work, a 5-minute ad can work. I've tried both. And to be fair, I've not found one that's worked better for me. I do know people that do very quick, short ones, about a minute and a half, that work, and vice versa. People that do 5-6 minute ads that work. So there's no right or wrong. You just need to test it. You need to try, right? Now, video ads, again, just video ads are amazing. I love video ads, and I love the fact that we've got so many people that are interested in advertising online and using YouTube, because it's an amazing platform, right? And let me just tell you why I think YouTube is an amazing platform. Because when you do a video ad, this is what happens, right? You look right at the camera, they get to see you, they get to look in your eyes and decide whether they trust you, to decide whether they like you, to decide whether they would want to work with you. That is really, really important. And this connection right now, me looking at you in the camera, you cannot create that with a word ad. You cannot create that with a photograph, with a picture, right? Showing me at home, right, here, show my partner who's making tea, that's priceless. You can't do that in words and in pictures. That's what a video does. That is why that connection that gives you much more, in my opinion, quality leads. And if there are people who are still watching this presentation that are interested in working online, right, if you're in any doubt that I know what I'm talking about, if you are in any doubt that I can help you start a business, if you are in any doubt about that working online is absolutely the right thing to do, then I probably can't help you anymore. I'm sorry. I don't know what else I could possibly do to show and convince you that I am the best person to help you start a digital business. Right? Now, this is working for thousands of people all over the world. So the fact that that is the case should itself give you reassurance, right? My life and Ryan's life is out there on social media for everyone to see, right? We vlog all our holidays, all our trips, all our travel. Our daily life is almost on Facebook. If this wasn't a genuine opportunity, I would not be doing that, right? So if anybody is still watching this and is thinking, oh, I don't know about starting online, then you need to, because there is nothing more that you could possibly do than this, because this business is absolutely the right thing, because we do everything for you. We provide you with everything that you need to start and run a digital business. That is what is incredible. That is what is amazing. That is what makes this business different to everything. So if anybody is still watching this who wants to start a digital business, scan that barcode or go to my website and register to watch the workshop, because the workshop is where it will all happen. That's where we explain all about it and how we can then help you start your own business. Because when you start, we literally provide you with your website, your emails, all the systems and tools that you need to start. And you get me, and you get training, and you get support, and I will be with you for the life of your business. That is what is really important. That is what makes his business different. That is what will potentially change your life, because starting a digital business has absolutely been the best thing that me and my partner have ever done, without a shadow of a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt, right? And I know that there are people watching who are interested in starting a digital business. Suffice so, I know that you're interested in starting a digital business. You know what you need to do, my friends. You know what you need to do. All right, absolutely. So coming back, I think there might be a couple of other quick questions, and then I'm going to go. So Shelley, if I start with an ad with conversions, could I change it to target CPA or vice versa? Yes, you can. It puts it back into learning. It puts it back into learning mode, but that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. All right. So yes, you can. That's also a good thing to do if you ever wanted to reset the algorithm. If you're a bit worried that your campaign was losing a bit of momentum, costs were creeping up, just go and change the bidding strategy. A few days, look it back. That'll help you. All right. And then I'm assuming the ad will go back into the learning phase. Yes, it will go back into the learning phase, and that's absolutely fine. It's absolutely fine. So no, you don't need to start a new campaign, Shelley. So hopefully that helps. Sonia, you're very, very welcome. Very, very welcome. Very welcome. Annalyn, my pleasure. My pleasure. Kim, thank you. No problem at all. Isabel, very, very welcome. So what's Julie saying? People that could not make it live or working right now want to know if this is recorded. Can they watch it somewhere? So it's live on my page. It's live on my business page. It's live on my timeline. So people can watch that. They can go to my page. They can go to my Facebook profile, and it'll be there to watch. So absolutely, they can go and watch that. All right. And if any of you want to share this, please do so. I have no problem with people sharing this. All right, absolutely fine. Okay. Lisa's asking, can you have a $20 a day budget and use 100? Yes, you can. Right. So Lisa, so again, your budget's your budget. Your CPA target completely separate. Right. And as I said before, hopefully you've seen that earlier. But you have your $20 a day. You set your target CPA at 100. And then over the next few days, every single day, you start reducing your target CPA down. And you keep forcing Google to find your conversions for cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. And that's the amazing thing. That's what target CPA does for you, right? That is why I would absolutely always use target CPA, because for an online marketer, it's the most effective, cost-effective tool. It really is. All right. Helen, you're very welcome. No problem at all. Where are we at? Oh, someone's asking another quick. Terry, I know you mentioned CPA and it's set it high, but will Google use that high amount, or will they keep? No. So they absolutely will only use your budget. They will only use your budget, right? Sometimes on target CPA, you do spend slightly more than your budget. So let's say you set your budget at $10 a day or £10 a day or whatever it may be, whatever your currency is. Some days you might spend £12 or £15, but over the course of the month, right? Google will never charge you more than whatever your target CPA, what your budget is multiplied by 30.2. Right. So, for example, say it was £10 a day, right? That was your budget. Over the month, that's your way of telling Google that you won't spend more than £300 and 20 pence, or £302, sorry, whatever it is, over the course of the month, and you will not be billed more than that, irrespective of whatever your target CPA is, irrespective whether one day you've spent £12, one day you spent £15. Over the course of the month, you won't spend more than 30.2 times your daily budget. So hopefully that answers that question, Terry. All right. Absolutely true. Not quite sure what that was for, but hopefully that was probably me when I was talking, was it, about the business? And you're very right. So thank you for that. Sharon, you're very welcome. Very, very welcome. Katie, very welcome. Jeanette, very welcome. Andre, very welcome. Teresa, thank you. Thank you, Marie. You're very welcome. Ted, thank you. Thank you. Very welcome, Joe. Hopefully it's been helpful. You know, yeah, definitely don't add the audience expansion and don't add search partners. Definitely don't. All right. You're very welcome, man. No problem at all. Carly, thank you. No, thank you. So yeah, so hopefully that's been helpful for everybody, you know, and it does, you know, it's been, oh, okay, another question. What do we do with our optimization score? So Shyam, so that's not a YouTube thing. So I'm not getting into Google Ads today, right? That's for YouTube, it's irrelevant, right? But if your optimization score, what I will say to you is, if Google is offering you some tips on how to improve your optimization score, you should absolutely consider them, but by no means accept them, right? You decide whether you want to. Now, on that point, be very careful with things like adding the search partners, the audience expansion, because Google will try and get you to add them, so you dismiss them. All right. So that's what I would do. But this is not about Google Ads training, Shyam. So hopefully that's you know. Debbie, which ones work best for you? Only do the topic or do it both with keywords and placements? It doesn't. I'm not sure it matters what works best for me, Debbie, because what works best for me doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work best for you. I've said before, keywords work for me, topics works for me, channels works for me, and I know people that work well with placements. So it depends on you and what you're targeting. So you need to figure out what works best for you. Like I say, you know, me and you could use exactly the same targeting, but your ad would be different to mine, and your ad would then perform differently to mine. So how do you compare that? You can't, can you? So Debbie, does that answer that question? Hopefully it does. I'm sorry, not the best answer, but I can't really give you a great answer. Kim's asking, so if my budget is 10 a day and my CPA is 100, then how does Google do that? Will I only get one lead every 10 days? No. It's nothing to do. That's irrelevant, Kim. So the way target CPA works is you're telling Google how that you're prepared. You want Google to find you a lead, right? And when you get that down, so for example, let's say you've got 10. Your budget's irrelevant for target CPA. So let me just say that your budget is irrelevant for target CPA. What target CPA does is allow you to move. Let me just bring this slide up quickly again. It feels like I've talked about target CPA so many times tonight. This is the last time I'm talking about target CPA, guys, right? Okay. So you set it high, and then what you're doing as soon as you start to get a lead, you start to reduce it down. You're still spending your daily budget. That's unchanged. What's happening is you're telling Google to work harder, right? Think about it as running. Google's like this. It's running and running and running, right? And at £100 a day, it's like this. At £50 a day, it's going like this. At £12 a day, it's going like this. And you're telling Google to work faster, to work harder, to get you leads for cheaper. That's the amazing thing about target CPA. Each time you reduce it, Google has to work faster. That's all that target CPA is. It is nothing to do with your budget. All right? So hopefully that answers the question. I am not talking about target CPA again tonight, okay? Target CPA is now banned for today. Okay, that's it. Right. So hopefully that answers everything. So anyway, final. So I guess I've said everything I want to say, right? You're very welcome, everybody. You're very welcome. Cheers, Dave. No problem, mate. Hopefully it was useful. Okay. Oh, we've got another question. Videos not being shown. If there are zeros across the board, then your ad isn't serving, Loretta. So question about if there are zero across the board, not costing me money, leave them and see what happens or pause them. We currently have a combination of 1,200 video channels, but not all are being shown. Okay, and some are simply zero. Does that make sense? Yes, it does, Loretta. And that's just down to Google. That's just the way that Google works, right? So when you have like I said before, when you have 50 or 100 or 200 or 500 or 1,000, your list of targets, whatever that may be, Google will always find a priority number of those that are that work for you. So you will always have a number that are showing a 0. It's not uncommon. It is normal. It is absolutely normal. All right. So you will never get 1,000 placements. You will never get 1,000 keywords or 1,000 topics all firing together, all getting conversions, all getting video views. It just simply won't work. It won't happen that way. You'll always end up with a kind of a nucleus of ones that are working. All right. So that's the way that will work. All right. So hopefully that answers that question. Loretta, if it doesn't, put a follow-up question in quickly. Let me just check if there's any more questions on Facebook. Hey Janet, watching from Singapore. Hi. Can't see you on StreamYard, Janet, so I can't do anything, but hopefully that was good. Teresa, thank you. You're very, very welcome. Reinhardt's asking for $10 budget. How much is a good CPA? So it's irrelevant, Reinhardt. The target CPA is irrespective of your budget, right? Well, actually, it is for the most part, right? But what I always try and do is ultimately aim to have my target CPA as a divisible number of my budget. So for example, right, if I'm doing $10 a day, right, I'll start at 100. So $10 a day as a budget with a target CPA of 100. I'm starting to get leads. I'm starting to bring my target CPA down, get it down to £10. Then I'll start to bring it down to £9 and £8 and £7. Right? If my budget is £10, right, I'd probably be aiming to get it to 5. Right? What that then saying to Google is find me 2 leads, find me 2 conversions, right? But in an ideal world, I'd like to get it down to something like £1, so that I'm telling Google to go out and find me 10 leads a day. So you should always be aiming to get your target CPA down as absolutely low as you possibly can, right? If you can get it to £1, fantastic, right? If you can get it to £5, that's great, right? But that's the way to approach it. So Reinhard, hopefully that helps. Other questions have we got? No, Susie, you're very welcome. You're very, very welcome. And Janet, Teresa, thank you so much. I think that's everything on Facebook. I think have we covered everything? You're very welcome. Right, okay, guys. So I think we're done. You know, so 2 hours, 34 minutes later. I love it. So thank you all for your time. Hopefully that's been helpful both for people who are running a digital business. For those of you that are thinking about running a digital business, I can't think of a better time to start working online, right? Because the world is online. Right? We've all been at home for the past 12 months, right? We've all started to realize how important it is to have a backup plan. We've all started to realize how important it is that we need a plan B and a second income stream. And that's what starting a digital business absolutely gives you, right? That is absolutely what a digital business gives you. So you should start it because there has never been a better time, right? If you stuck through this for 2 hours and 35 minutes, right, and you think about starting a business, this should show you, right, the number of people, what we're interested in doing, right, and how advertising is the main thing that we do, but how amazing it is. It's so much fun. I love working online, and I love going and talking to all these people. And yes, Jonathan, I am going to go and eat. Right? But I love the fact that we get to do this, right? It's so amazing. Honestly, it is. You know, when I think about my weekend, and people say, you know, if I was going to work tomorrow and someone said, how was the weekend, Ivan? What did you do? And you normally say, oh, I went out for a lovely meal on Saturday night, and I did this and I did that. I'd be like, oh, I had an amazing live last night online talking to the planet. It was amazing. I love it. It's fantastic. And that's what it is. That's what it's about. You get to meet so many people. You know, if you love networking, you want to meet new people and build a business and build a network, this is absolutely the way to do it. Absolutely the way to do it. It really is. It really is. So don't hesitate. Jump in. All right. Because every day that you wait is a day lost. Every day you wait is a day lost. You do not want to look back in 6 months and go, God, if I'd have done this 6 months ago, imagine where I'd be. You would not believe how many people say exactly that. If I'd only done this so long ago, where would I be right now? Right? And it's a true statement, you know? Absolutely. Think about it. Think about what your future self will be saying to you in 6 months' time, right? And that's why I said what I said earlier. Make a decision today that your future self will thank you for. Because that is absolutely, absolutely what it's about, right? Absolutely what it's about. Do it. Don't hesitate. Join us, right? Join us. I'll be there. We'll walk together. We'll do the journey. Right, everybody. That is everything. Thank you so very much for joining. Thank you so much for your time. I'm glad that was helpful. Have an amazing day, an amazing weekend. Enjoy whatever you're doing. Stay safe. All right. And I will see you on my next live workshop. So until then, take it easy. See you later. All right. Bye.